Hello everyone, my name is Itorbeh and welcome to my Suppressor guide. This video will be focusing on how I handle the middle lane and some of the tactics I use in order to gain some early domination. One of the most important things about being a middle lane character is taking a note of what your opposition's summoner skills are, because it can really help you out when you're trying to push that middle lane. A tip for that is to just look at the characters that you're most likely to face in the middle and memorize those abilities. For everybody else, I just assume they all have flash and they all have ignite. For my starting items, I usually get a sapphire crystal and health potions. The sapphire crystals to give me a good mana pool that I can use while I'm fighting, and the health potions is so that I don't need to use all my mana for heals. The other reason for the potions is it's a good counter for ignite. My strategy in solo queue games is a lot different to my team games. For this game, I'm just going to try to keep the dominance over the middle by making sure my opponent can't actually get any minion kills. Now, I've picked Spear as my first skill, and that's actually a habit from when I play my team games, but for a solo queue game, I'd recommend getting heal first because it can really bail you out, and also it can help you if you use the heal early on to get the last hit on minion kills and level up quicker. So my middle opponent is Ezreal, and like most other middle characters that you're going to face, they're going to be very high burst damaging ranged characters. Just like myself, I have to watch out for his skill shots because they can do some damage if I don't pay attention. Now that I have heal, I can start harassing a little bit more, and just looking at his items, I notice he hasn't picked up any health pots, which is a great advantage for me. Oftentimes Tristana and an Ashe will get something like a Vampiric Scepter, where they need to get minion kills in order to keep their health up. Oftentimes the best thing to do with them is to harass them so they can't actually get those minion hits. I'm going to do the same thing with Ezreal because I know he can't get his health back. He's being forced onto the defensive, so that's a good thing for me because it means that if I really want to harass him, all I have to do is wait for him to come in to use a skill shot and just take a couple of steps forward and make sure I throw a spear at him and hope that it crits. One of the strategies for avoiding a lot of Ezreal's attacks, just like Mundo's or anything else, is to dart in and out of the minion groups. Basically the same thing anybody else would do against you and your spears. Looking at the minimap, I can tell that both of my lanes are doing well, which means there's a very low chance that I'm about to be ganked, so I can afford to push a little bit harder in the middle. I'm not afraid of being hit because the more he's hitting me, the less he's hitting my minions, which is a great way for me to outlevel him. The other thing is if I heal myself, I get my attack speed buff, which means I can also hit his tower a little bit more. Another trick that I'm going to use to keep control over the minion kills and his experience is I'm going to run his minions back into the middle so that my minion wave is going to be preoccupied with his. By the time his one comes, he won't be able to come out there because then I'll be able to get him. So you'll notice I run around in circles so that I don't actually auto attack. So I take advantage of the open clearing and throw a spear, which is good because it keeps his health low. And I position myself between him and the minion kills, which is bad for him. Also, I popped my last health potion, not because I need it, but because it means I can use less MP now to heal, and also soak up a little bit more of his damage, which is just adding to the effect that he can't really push me. I forced him to go back to town, which was great because it meant I had an open field to get some free experience and some free gold, which early in this stage means a lot for the middle lane character. You really want to suppress that other carry, or that other person who's going to go around and make the most impact around the rest of the field. He's brought back some health potions, and in particular he's trying to push me back now, I guess as a bit of revenge, but it doesn't really work. I wait until level 5 to get my bushwhack. Normally I'd get it a little bit sooner if there's junglers and other things, so I can put traps around the middle lane bushes to really protect myself, but this time I didn't need to. So basically the reason why I get it at level 5 now is so I can use it for pounce later. The trap a lot of people fall into when they're playing in the middle lane is they try to kill the opposition, which is good later on, but early game it doesn't keep them dead for long enough. If you can harass them to the point where they don't want to leave the lane because they don't want to fall behind in XP, but they have to because they can't really push you, then it's actually better than them dying. This tactic is powerful against a wide range of characters, and provided they can't burst damage you past your heals, and as long as you're given enough time to pull back and heal before harassing, you can push back a great deal of many characters, even characters that should technically have the advantage against you. Try not to be greedy if they're low on health, if they try to make a move, and if you have the opportunity, an exhaust and an ignite means chances are you can still get a kill before level 6, but the real thing you're trying to do is hit level 6 before the opposition. while I'm on the topic, there is a reason why I go with Ignite in particular, but also why I go with Exhaust. Against certain heroes who can heal themselves, or especially at the start where they have VR effects like Warwick, or if they have health potions, the Ignite reduces healing by 50%, and that includes VR. Also, Exhaust can save you just as much as any other skill at the start of the game by making sure that people can't actually attack you. So even against a Mundo who's regenerating his health rather quickly, Ignite and Exhaust help me finish him very quickly. That's it for the first video of my guides. I hope you've learned something from it. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have learned something from it, please rate my guide on leaguecraft.com. And if you have any tips or anything else, or any comments about the guide itself, please leave a comment. And thank you very much for watching.